Okay, you guys, we're going to be looking at making master copies. I want you to remember the Romans and Greeks. You remember how the Romans would take Greek artwork, make copies of it, and try to make them amazing? Well, we're going to be doing the same thing. What you do is you need to select an artwork that you can make a master copy of. That is why I chose Angela Kauffman. So right now, I want to present to you guys who Angela Kauffman is. So that's why I want to ask you now the question of, who is Angela Kauffman? Now, Angela Kauffman, her full name is Maria Ann Angelica Kauffman, was born in Switzerland in the 1700s. And her father was an Austrian bishop who was a skilled artist. He painted murals and other paintings. Now, throughout her life, they moved around in her childhood, and she lived in Switzerland, Austria, and Italy. She learned to speak Italian, Greek, French, and English, as well as her native Swiss. Now, she, once she was an adult, was able to move around and study art in many places. She studied in London and Rome, but she traveled throughout Europe throughout her life. Most of her artwork was done in London and Rome, by the way. She identified herself primarily as a historical painter. However, there are lots of paintings that she did which were kind of based on her day. We'll see those soon. Now, she was able to learn a lot, especially for a woman in the 1700s. She was able to learn more than any woman of her day were able to learn, which is amazing. She studied classical literature and biblical literature. She had a great knowledge of art theory and the study of anatomy. The amazing thing about this is that they used nude male models for the study of anatomy, and women were strictly prohibited to enter. However, she was one of the first to ever make this exception, and she was able to join and study in these classes. Another amazing feat that she was able to do in her lifetime. She was very skilled and quickly gained popularity and enjoyed that popularity throughout her life. A lot of artists weren't ever famous until they were dead. It is a feat to be able to create amazing artwork and have people enjoy your artwork while you are alive. Now, she has lots of artwork which shows historical ideas, principles of learning history. We also see lots of self-portraits, emotional pieces, things that show tragedy, things that show sorrow, things that show distress. Also pieces that have moments of joy of the classical day, of how things were at that time. And there's always those classical self-portraits that she created, and so many things that just showed the creation of art. That's why I chose to do a master copy of Angelica Kauffman's Cornelia presenting her treasure. Now, the story goes is that her friend was presenting her jewels, her fine necklaces and earrings, the gold and the pearls, and then she turns to Cornelia and says, "But where are yours?" as she was not wearing any jewelry. And Cornelia called forth her children and presented her children and said, "These are my jewels." Now, that's the ultimate Mother's Day gift, and so I thought I would create one of my own. I am not finished yet, but here's where I am. So you guys can see how my master copy is going. It still needs details and shading and things like that, but it's a good start. Now, I wanted you guys to be able to see my progression through these pieces, so I took several pictures along the way. I want you guys to be able to show your progression throughout this, so please try to make sure you take pictures as you progress. Now, I did this the hard way. You'll notice that I started with the front details and moved backwards. That is the stupidest thing you can do, but it looks really cool when it's done because you can see the progression. Now, I did it this way just because I wanted the cool effect in the end of the whole thing coming together, starting with the front features and moving on back. It is so much easier to start with the back and move forward. Just letting you guys know, be aware of that, and good luck making your master copies. Remember, question everything, and have fun finding your artists.